And I think we're live. I don't know.
Adam.
I can hear myself.
Come on.
Yeah, come on. Who is this? Amateur hour over here.
All righty.
Oh, Tiger Planet's back. What's up, Tiger Planet?
Oh, and I need to send out a quick text for something. Awesome, guys. So welcome to session 6 of Clinical Role, where a bunch of geeky psychologists and therapists sit around and play some Dungeons & Dragons for fun. This is the first of our now bi-monthly games. So we're going to play twice a month for 3 hours each. So overall, longer time. Hopefully that will keep the pace going a little bit, keep the excitement up between games and stuff. So before we get started with the game today, does anybody have announcements on appearances or things like that?
I think just like last weekend, we're doing Emerald City Comic Con in, I think the two Adams and Raphael are all going to be at Emerald City Comic Con here in Seattle the first weekend in March.
Nice.
And just like last time in the Seattle area, Take This is hosting a fundraising speed painting contest at Mox Boarding House Bellevue location on February 17th. Our friends over at Privateer Press are lending us their studio team as judges, and the grand prize will be a one-of-the-kind solid Gabon ebony dice vault from Wormwood Games. Well, Wormwood Gaming. Sorry, guys.
Their stuff is so cool.
It's so pretty. It's so pretty. You want to see it?
Yes.
I do.
Yeah.
So pretty. Oh my! I don't even want to touch this
You
thing.
get to have it in your house?
Somebody has to
God.
hold on to it. It has rainbow inlay. They were experimenting with
that is
rainbow
amazing.
inlay.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so that's going to be the part
I
of the
wanna
grand
win
prize
that.
for the speed painting contest on February 17th at the Bellevue location of Mox Boarding House.
So yeah, if you're in Seattle, go do that. Win that thing. That looks amazing. I got a Wormwood Dice Tower for Christmas that I cried when I got that. They're
I don't want to
beautiful.
let this thing out of my house because it's so pretty.
Yeah. From our end in Charlotte, tickets for AspieCon are on sale. It's going to be Saturday, April 14th at the Queens Athletic Center at Charlotte. We're going to have 3 gaming tables for D&D. There's going to be a D&D panel. We're also going to be having a panel on turning your passions into a career, which is going to be pretty cool. I think Jason Carl from White Wolf Gaming is coming out to help give that talk. So that'll be pretty awesome. So hopefully I can get a couple of you guys to come out too, because you're all invited.
I'm working on it.
I know.
I'm working on it. It's a take. If Take This doesn't have me scheduled for something, I'm working on it. Oh,
Cool.
Tiger Planet, you're a peer support specialist? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, we're all shrinks.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. The psychology jokes will be real.
Of various backgrounds. The psychology.
But the thing is here, we're not clumsy, so you'll never see a Freudian slip here.
Wah, wah, wah.
All right.
Very funny, Dad. I mean, Raphael.
Oh. Sponsoring the dad jokes today is Dr. B.
Always.
Just a couple of technical notes. So all the music you're going to be hearing is going to be from Tabletop Audio. We're trying something new with some of the audio this week where we're going to be actually using their sound pad for some of the music and sound effects you might be hearing. Hopefully that works. If it doesn't, oh well.
We'll vocally just do the music or sound for you.
Yes, yeah, we'll make the sound
It'll be a
effects.
call and response.
Yeah.
You'll say something like, and then there was a clap of thunder, and we'll all go.
Because
Maybe
we're
just
professionals.
Damn right.
And as always, a humongous thank you to streamer Iman Sven, who is managing our stream and making sure all the overlays look right and our stream setup looks good. So thank you to him for taking care of that and all of that stuff. So none of us have to do that. We can just concentrate on playing.
Oh, it's the best.
All right. Anything else we're missing or stuff we need to mention? I don't think so.
Tiger Planet is awesome for being here.
Tiger Planet is awesome for being here. Oh, the new book that's coming out from Wizards looks awesome too. I'm super excited about that.
There's a new
Is this
book
the
coming out?
Mordenkainen's one?
Yeah, Mordenkainen's
Mordenkainen's Book of Foes.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Tomb of Foes.
Tomb of Foes.
Tomb.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Tomb.
I need to read the last two before I.
I really recommend Xanathars. I think
we own it. I just haven't had time to read it.
It's right over there.
Yeah, no, I buy them all.
Yeah.
First day, got really excited about it. Look at the cover, and then put it on the shelf.
I had the special pretty cover.
Yeah.
Did you get that at the Geek and Sundry party?
No, but I read it on the way out to Beyond Geek and Sundry. That's how I read it. The only reason I was able to read it was because I was on a plane flying to go out Beyond Geek and Sundry. Which I'm glad.
Yeah.
It's the first book in a long time I read cover to cover, but I would say that would be the second one after Player's Handbook for being the most useful.
Okay.
That's my 2 cents.
I agree with that.
Yeah. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, let me go ahead and jump into our summary. Where's my that music can stop. Okay. So when last we left our heroes, after winning a match in the fighting pits in which Gragnold beheaded one of the enemies, he was taken by Ojek the Storm for training on how to channel his rage. On the walk back to the inn, an acolyte of Pelor approached Dick about Marty. He called Marty the Star Child. Dick decided to go with the acolytes to learn more of what they knew of Marty, leaving a note for the party saying that he hoped that one day they might all cross paths again. The remaining party members returned to the inn, where Shin found them and introduced them to Zazu, a tabaxi, wishing to help them with their desire to remove the death curse. At the urging of Shin, the party... I'm hearing myself again. Does somebody have the audio on? Okay. At the urging of Shin, the party decided to choose a group name, choosing to call themselves the Natural Wonders, or Nat Ones. The following day, with Gragnold reuniting with them, they met with the 2 merchant princes and were able to secure support and resources to help them on their quest. They chose to move towards the cursed area via ship. Before departing, they had some fun betting on a dinosaur race, and as they head to the docks, we rejoin them as they reach their ship that will take them from Mabu. All right.
Good summary. You should run this or something.
I like it. I think so.
All right. So you are all standing at the docks of Mabu. Before you is a small, seemingly well-made ship. You see some crew bustling around the ship. Oh, that's super loud. Sorry. Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Nice.
Sorry.
Ooh.
That was
That's
really
some
loud.
good rain sound.
It's supposed to be water, but...
So it's like a bubbling. It's like a
All right.
bubbling duck.
You see the crew bustling around as there's an officer on the deck kind of barking some orders at them. A half-orc man approaches you, introducing himself as Orberth, noting that he is to be your guide.
Orberth.
Hi, Orberth. I'm Baeridin.
Pleasure to meet you. So, y'all chose the ship then, right? I'll
I like this one.
probably see you all then when we reach where we're going. I don't do well on ships. And you can notice
That makes
the
2 of us.
green of his skin is actually looking a little pale already, just kind of even looking at the ship. He kind of nods to you all and starts to head towards the ship, and you notice a woman coming off of the ship. She's got a lightly bluish tinged skin with pointed ears. And she comes up to all of you.
I don't want to be rude, but why is your skin blue?
Forgive our companion here.
I see you've not gotten a chance to meet the aquatic elves before.
What? The what elves?
Aquatic. We live near the seas, around the oceans.
Okay. Weird.
Right. Well, I'm Captain...
Sea elves.
I'm Captain Alu. Welcome aboard the Morning Light. We'll be setting sail as soon as you all are ready.
Aye, Captain.
You've been waiting so long
Baeridin
to
gives
say
us
that. You have just been waiting so long to say that. Captain Alu?
Nalu.
Nalu.
N-A-L-U.
Okay, good. So it's not like the
N-A-L-U.
potato.
We need more food named people and things in this adventure.
Working it. All right.
It is rude to ask people about their blue skin, Greg.
I don't know. I wanted to make sure he's sick.
The fourth wall says so.
As you guys all come aboard, you're shown to your areas down below. There's so the ship isn't all that big. You're given 2 cabins for your party. Each could sleep up to 4 people if you wanted to. But it's one of those things where you walk in and basically your shoulders are brushing the beds as you walk in. They're very small.
Yeah.
Well, you
This
all
is
have fun with
perfectly
your time.
sized. Baeridin climbs into a bed
All right.
just to test it out and jump on it a little bit.
Can Baeridin reach the bed?
It's a literal climb.
Yeah. You could definitely reach so it's like if you've ever seen the racks in the Navy with that they sleep on, so it's one and then about 4 feet up there's another one. So,
I called that bunk.
I'd rather.
Oh gods! Oh gods! Why is he calling top bunk?
I think he's because he's small. He's best suited for it.
Baeridin
Oh,
shimmies
God.
up. Is Baeridin good at climbing stuff?
Is there any way?
No, he's not.
Is there? Are there all of these rooms as small? Gragnold is a little claustrophobic.
yeah, they're all quite small. So as you're getting ready to depart, the first mate comes down to give you a quick tour of the ship. Her name's Apale.
How-
And she shows you the aft part of the ship. There's the captain's quarters, which
This looks like a fine place for me.
is a little bit bigger, but it's not humongous by any stretch. Just off the captain's quarters, there's 2 rooms, one of them being another state bedroom. That's where
James.
the it's already taken. That's where the first mate and navigator share a room. Then there's a dining room that's also seconds as like a map course plotting area. The ship's chef and the shipmaster share another small room that's roughly the same size as the cabins you guys have. And then the master at arms sleeps outside the armory next to the small brig, and the rest of the crew is sleeping in hammocks near the cargo area. There is a small
Okay.
head.
How is the crew? Are they like a unsavory bunch, or do they generally seem like pretty well put together individuals?
No, they taste quite good, thank you.
They're more sweet, really.
They taste a bit salty, not savory.
Go ahead
Umami
and
flavored crew.
just make a bit of a perception check. So Baeridin, looking around, has Baeridin ever been on a ship before?
I'm gonna go with outside of like small boats. No,
Okay,
so he's pretty excited.
interesting. All right. So you notice that the crew doesn't look necessarily like unsavory. They're not giving you the kind of that criminal vibe or pirate vibe, but they're not like military discipline, clean, uniformed kinds of things. Like they're definitely a little rough around the edges. They seem to know what they're doing. Most of them are barefoot, kind of quickly climbing up and down the rigging as needed, jumping up and like it's one of those things that as you're standing on the deck, you kind of can't help but feel like you're always standing in the way of somebody. Like they're all kind of quickly bustling around trying to get things done.
So basically, they're all busy being sailors.
Yes. Yep.
They're actually dedicated.
They're actually dedicated. They're getting work done, getting things taken care of. You note a few people just kind of clamoring to get the last of your supplies in, which includes 2 pack animals that are down in the cargo area. And so you have,
Okay.
if you go down during the tour, you kind of came down here. I turned the master volume down big time to almost nothing. So sorry, we're getting so. I'll turn it down more. Is that better, guys?
It's all the same to me.
It all sounds good to us.
Okay.
Okay, then maybe it's just on my end.
Okay. On the little gear thing on Roll20, you can control how loud the volume is for your music.
I have mine turned down pretty far. Probably.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on the tour, as you're going through the cargo area where your supplies are, you do have 2 Triceratops that are your pack animals.
Oh my gosh.
Triceratops?
Yes.
Baeridin learns both of their names and any particular eating habits they may have.
What you learn from the handlers who drop them off is that these ones actually aren't named. And if you want to give them a name, go for it.
Yet.
I name one Tweedledum and the other one Paul.
I will be writing that down. I'll find my notes.
You can't name the Triceratops Paul. The walrus was Paul.
Oh, that's true. I name the other one Jenkins.
Jenkins.
Tweedledum and Jenkins.
Yes, come, Jenkins.
Works for me.
All right. So as the boat starts to set sail, you guys are kind of directed to a small area that you can stand on the deck to kind of watch things go, where you're out of the way of all the sailors getting things going. They're kind of half under oar power, half under sail power as they come out of the bay that Mabu is in. You start to leave the city behind, and you just see mostly more jungle around you. Zazu's standing up with you, kind of looking around, smiling, saying, "Yes, this will be a grand adventure, my friends." And Orberth, the half-orc guide, came up. His skin looked even greener than it usually would as a half-orc, if possible, and he quickly threw up over the side of the boat and just, "I'll see you all when we make landfall."
Boat has a funny way of changing people's skin color.
All right. So, it's actually
Gragnold watches his skin close.
make a perception check, Gragnold.
What if I might
Is Gragnold
turn green or blue? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be either one of those things, particularly. Very happy with my dwarven. I heard it. Let me see what my perception. Here we go.
Your skin's looking a little darker than it had when you first arrived here, you think.
All right. As long as it's not blue or green, I think that makes sense.
Doesn't seem to be blue or green.
Thank God.
All right. About an hour
Pantheon.
about an hour after being under sail, the oars are able to come in and the sails are starting to fill up, and you see the mouth of the bay coming before you, and you just see before you open ocean. As you come out, the ship starts to turn towards the south as a northerly wind starts to fill the sails. And you all feel something you haven't felt in weeks.
Hope?
A refreshingly cool breeze. As you come out into the open ocean, you notice that the humidity that was just ever present since you first arrived in Fizzbank's Tower seems to just be lifted for a moment. It's still hot. It's still very warm. But this nice breeze starts blowing by, and you just feel like you can breathe easier. As you're looking out, you see endless ocean heading off to one side, and then the coast of the Gal Peninsula to the other.
Well, I guess we are just following where the ship goes, aren't we? We kind of don't have a choice, do we?
Yep. You're on the ship.
Baeridin is instructing Hobbs on proper ship etiquette.
Okay.
He's walking around and pointing at things and giving them names.
Okay.
Whether or not he knows the name, which largely not.
I'd say he doesn't at all.
But he has heard some terms
Making
like
stuff up.
poop deck, which he explains the usefulness of that to Hobbs very explicitly.
Okay. Make an animal handling check.
There is no hope, Tiger Planet. You are correct. No hope. Well, there's always hope.
There's always hope.
All right. So you seem to
Not
get...
a good check.
You're getting Hobbs out on the deck and kind of trying to show him where to poop, but Hobbs is more just kind of turning his head upside down, looking at you. Have you fixed his wings at this point?
You don't fix clipped wings, right? They grow out after 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, well, if you'd wanted to use a healing spell on them.
Oh, yeah. I probably would have.
Okay.
I think Baeridin doesn't understand that Hobbs might leave or run away or get into trouble if he has this swing. So I think Baeridin thinks Hobbs understands everything perfectly as it's explained to him. So yeah, I think he'd be like, "Oh, you can't fly. That's terrible. Here you go."
And then there goes Hobbs.
So I don't know if Hobbs would leave at that point, or if that wouldn't be a concern.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming Baeridin's probably pretty steadily feeding Hobbs and giving him lots of treats and things.
Oh yeah, constantly.
Yeah. So Hobbs has figured out where food comes from, so he would like staying near the food.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he just kind of is looking at you, and at one point just kind of climbs up onto your back and kind of hangs there like a little monkey backpack, and just looking around. Some of the sailors seem really interested in Hobbs. You notice one of them coming up and kind of asking if they can give him some food.
Yeah, he likes fruit and nuts, and sometimes jerky.
So give him a little bit of dry food or dry
He
fruit.
doesn't
Sorry,
like eating rocks or dirt or bits of wood.
You fed him rocks and wood?
No, he wouldn't eat any of it.
Immeral questions your judgment for even attempting to feed a live creature rocks and or wood.
Baeridin's like a scientist.
Well, you gotta try everything.
Yeah.
How else would you know?
as you guys are sailing along and kind of cutting through the water, splashing up and down, Zazu, who had been standing up with you all looking around, he starts, I think I need to go check on our orc friend.
Wait, this is who?
This is Zazu. This is our
Zisu.
This is Zisu?
Zisu.
Zisu.
Is he turning green?
Well, I mean, he's a cat.
It's happening!
His fur is turning green.
Gragnold throws his hands in the air and runs around.
You can notice the coloring on his nose seems to be getting a little bit paler, but not changing color, just he's not looking healthy.
I'm gonna look very carefully at him anyway.
Well, there you go, Tiger Planet. Zisu is still with us.
Zisu starts kind of trying to push you away for a moment, and then and leans over and just vomits right on the deck.
Well, that's just it marking its territory.
I'm sorry. And he goes and stumbles below.
Oh, poor Zisu.
One of the crew comes by and, pardon me, and you see her cast a little bit of magic to get some of the salt water to come up and wash off that part of the deck.
Oh, that's a neat trick.
Handy. And she goes off to kind of keep doing her duties around. All right. So the trip is going to be taking you guys about 4 or 5 days to get where you're going. You're going to have a lot of downtime on the ship. Would there be anything particular that your characters would be doing, working on any skills or anything like that?
Pull-ups.
Pull-ups.
Yep.
Baeridin would talk. He might talk with a lot of the people on the ship to just get an idea for what's interesting about them. But if he ran out of interesting things, then he would try to jump in the water and shapeshift into forms to keep up with the ship.
Okay.
You have swim speed now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of my form swim speeds are fast enough to keep up.
Would Baeridin let Gragnold ride him as a aquatic creature?
Oh, God.
Let me see if I have an aquatic creature that Gragnold could ride.
Like if you were a dolphin, could Gragnold ride?
I could be a seahorse.
Bare-chested, big hairy bare chest, riding a dolphin next to the ship.
I can't see why not.
I can't see why not either.
I could be a reef shark.
Yes, let's do that.
You could be a dolphin. Yeah.
Bare-chested Gragnold.
Giant seahorse. How
Fist
big is the
pump.
giant seahorse?
That would seems to make sense.
You could ride it.
Yeah.
like it was a saddle.
Just the imagery of this is perplexing and also intriguing.
Gragnold's hair is just billowing behind him. His beard is
Is this
flopping
a
around in his
freaking
face.
romance novel now? This is Jackie Collins on crack.
In slow motion. Gragnold
Gragnold
your
has
hair, it's
become
your beard.
Fabio.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Welcome, new folks, to the Dissension of Madness.
We're therapists.
We are therapists.
This is it's my idealized self right here, you guys.
Okay, while these two fools are doing what they're doing,
We have a couple of days to spend. Why not enjoy my friend who can turn into a giant seahorse?
romance upon the high seas.
Baeridin continues to offer to Immeral that he could go for a ride. This is like a possibility. How many times do you get to ride on a giant seahorse?
Retired Navy vet, that is what I ask constantly. What is the panel? So while these two fools are doing what they're doing, Immeral is going to continue training in the martial arts and practicing his key abilities.
Excellent. All right.
There's a lot of Fist of Unbroken Air getting punched directly behind the sails. Hopefully it'll speed up our journey.
Yep. So you do what you can to try to make the wind come further into the sails. Also, just the chance to actually be, because has Immeral ever been on a ship before?
No. Well, maybe once.
Okay. So this is also his first chance to really be on the water and start to really observe the water and how the ocean water moves. And you start to kind of incorporate that into some of your practice and your training of like trying to be more flowing like the water.
Yes.
Baeridin, the person that you find that you're able to talk to the most is the chef, who is named Tama Puolina. What you learn is that most of the crew is from a collection of islands a little bit to the northeast of where you all have been. So you're all on the peninsula of Gal, and they're from a little bit further to the north, further inland, in a small collection of islands. They pretty much make their whole living on the sea, do a bit of trading. Mostly, they try not to go on long voyages. One thing that I think you guys probably would ask about is, let me ask this: Would anyone ask where you are in the world?
Well,
I guess
didn't
we
see a
didn't know
map
because we got
before
teleported here.
I think we're out at sea.
I don't think Baeridin would care.
Okay.
Wherever we go, there we are.
Oh.
Grasshopper.
What is the color of your
I don't know.
sail?
I don't know if Greg. I think for Baeridin at least, like he's after the tribe was destroyed, he and Gragnold left, and they've basically been traveling the world with no particular direction.
Trying to find a new clan.
Right.
A new place to call home.
And so, like, it's never been about picking a direction relative to anything else. It's always just been about traveling and continuing to move. So I think, I don't know about Gragnold. Gragnold might care, but I know Baeridin would be like, nah, we're on the water, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to a large part of that, Immeral is just trying to take in everything he can, largely about the surroundings, understanding the intricacies of nature around him, really, really meditating on the water and the wind.
All right. So you guys spend your time exercising. Oh, and go ahead, Greg. Just give me a strength check. Let's just see how well you do with your pull-ups.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, athletics, sorry.
Athletics. Even better.
Oh, not like you start doing pull-ups and you actually find that boring, and so you start moving to the one-handed, and then you're like, no, and start doing them this way.
One-handed overhand pull-ups. Screw you, Greg.
With 2 fingers.
Yeah.
Bare-chested.
You're just doing. You're doing some Terry Crews
on that.
Tess actually starts talking to you guys at times in the night. It's like, I'm so ripped.
Ah!
All right. And just since, Emerald, you mentioned that you're going to be paying attention. So for the first day, you're traveling more in a southwestern direction, kind of hugging around the coastline. You know that the ship's keeping the coast of Gaul in sight, but not staying terribly close, just to stay away from reefs and other rocks and things. And then you guys continue on a little bit more. So the way Gaul's shapes, it kind of comes out like this, and you guys have come up, and now you're coming down the side here. And you explain that the ultimate place where they're going to drop you off, there's a rather sheltered cove with a beach in it that used to hold an ancient port city, but since the original curse came, it's been too dangerous and has been long abandoned. But there's still a good area that they can bring you into, a beach that they can bring the supplies ashore with, to include your pack animals and things to
Our
help you guys start.
Triceratops.
Your Triceratops. So, all right.
Jenkins and Tweedledee.
Yes.
Tweedledum.
Oh, Tweedledum, pardon me.
Yes. Jenkins and Tweedledum.
Them.
Yes. I imagine two Gragnolds down there, like, trying to get to know them, kind of woo, 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 to their heads and stuff.
I'm actually kind of picturing Baeridin down there going, contrary-wise.
Baeridin talks to them like they're people.
Yeah, Baeridin's actually, like, most of the time you can find Baeridin, like, laying back of one of them and telling the story of, like, well, and then when I was 8.
I'm just trying to do the Cesar Malone.
Not that they're not talking or anything.
Calm,
they're
assertive.
not doing anything.
Yeah.
They're
Calm,
just,
assertive.
Eating, they're grazing.
They're just kind of sitting there doing their thing. All right. So it's early in the morning of the 4th day of travel. You see that the land's starting to give way into a smallish cove. You could see there's some scattered beaches and things where the jungle pretty much comes right down to the coastline. But you do see some scattering of beaches. And off the bow of the ship, you notice that there's a disturbance in the water. You see some gulls that seem to be flying above something, circling, coming down and maybe trying to pick up at something. And as one of the gulls comes down, you notice this large form leap out of the water and clamp and pull the gull under.
What was that form?
Was it
Emerald.
aquatic?
It was quite aquatic in nature.
I
Immeral
just learned
and
that word.
Baeridin, you both note that whatever that thing was, the flesh on it seemed to be rotting. As that starts
That
to
doesn't look good.
sink in, you look over and you see this shape moving relatively quickly to the ship, towards the ship.
No.
And you feel as it slams into the side of the ship. I need everybody to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Jesus. How did you roll a 0?
No, he has a
Everyone bonus is 0.
he has a bonus this year. Wow, those are terrible. And
All right.
I'm really glad that you're decent with your.
All right, Immeral, with no problem, you're able to steady yourself and not slip. Gragnold and Baeridin, though, as the ship kind of shifts underneath you, you both fall and start sliding towards the edge. Go ahead and just give me a strength saving throw to see if you're able to grab onto something before you
Would
fall
you
overboard.
say I'm one step closer to the edge.
No!
Yeah, oh, yes.
I'm about to break.
I think it might be time to ride around on a seahorse and attack whatever's in the water.
This is why I practice.
I regret everything you say to me.
All right. And unfortunately, it's not enough. As this form slams into the side of the boat, you both slip, fall, and then start sliding right into the water, falling off, splashing into the water. And as you see,
Oh.
this large form underneath you. I need everybody to go ahead and roll some initiative. Let me drag you over to... All right, this is the super most fanciest battle map you're ever going to have seen, because I could not find a ship that was free for use. So
This is awesome.
that's what I did.
That's how battle maps.
That's fantastic.
I love the whiteout strips. That
Yeah.
just makes it for me.
Yep.
Welcome
You know-
to the... All right, Tiger Planet, retired Navy vet, thank you, and welcome to the realm of consummate professionalism. The whiteout strips are by design.
Yes.
Yes. I forgot how to make my initiative go on my...
So you got to drag your icon onto the ship. You're going to have to drag onto the water. I'll let you guys decide if you're on port or starboard.
Where do I drag him from?
Your character sheet.
Okay.
Which side do you want to be?
And I'll say he's there.
Well, that didn't happen.
There are something I forgot to mention too with you guys getting onto the ship. There are 4 basically like harpoon type guns, not guns, like crossbows.
Ballistas.
Ballistas, thank you.
Thank you, retired Navy vet. Send crayons.
I know I should have redone the ship, but I didn't have any time before my next client came, so I just had to white out the stairs because I realized the mast would have been there and there would not have been stairs.
I love how the anchor system looks like a some sort of wacky waving inflatable arm guy that has anchors
Where
at
do I
the
grab
end.
my thing from?
It does.
But cactus like.
Yeah.
What was that?
Where do I drag it?
Oh my god, I love the whiteout.
Character sheet.
uh,
That's how you do it from here.
all right, and let me get up
Grab
the initiative order.
So I did a moment ago.
Drink. That's not what I wanted.
All right, I'm there.
Alrighty. Because that's a thing.
I wonder what we're facing now.
So are we on the... Which side are we on? Gragnold?
You guys can figure that out. 19. Oops.
And then click on your token to roll. Are you rolling initiative for us? Or are we-
I'm filling in. Oh no, that was your initiative.
I just wasn't sure if
Oh.
I should click to roll.
Yeah, go ahead and click through. I was just putting it in because I was a dum-dum and forgot to put the thing in before.
Gotcha.
All right, and then we don't need that. Okay. And let me just that.
Please tell me that's for the zombie. No, that zombie shark goes first. Dang it.
All right. Oh,
Aw.
Gragnold goes first.
Reach out to Baeridin in the nonverbal signal that I'm hoping he will transform into some sort of writing form. It look like this.
That's the writing form set.
Well, because I want to reach out and grab some reins or something.
All right. Any bonus? Is that going to be your action? And that could be your interaction.
I guess you could delay your turn to wait for.
It's nonverbal. Yeah.
Are you underwater too?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rage because I'm upset. It's aggravating. Zombie sharks. What's with that? Then I'm gonna rage and hold my hands out like this.
All right. So you splash into this water, seeing this gigantic shape before you, and you fly into a rage.
But a controlled rage, thanks to the storm.
Yes. All right. So, seeing two people here in the water, this shark is going to come up.
No.
And it is going to go ahead and make a bite against Gragnold.
Oh,
Do it.
Gragnold.
I'm here.
I loved it, did you?
Kill me.
All right, so 28 to hit.
28? Yeah, that hits.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah.
It rolled really well.
That does 27 piercing damage?
Yeah, 3d10 plus 6.
I'm glad you
And it rolled a
raged.
10, a 2, and a 9.
Well, I'm raging, so thank God.
No, you're bleeding.
And now I am. I would hope there's not other sharks that are attracted to that blood in the water.
All right, and this one over here
Planet.
is going to go and try to make a slam attack against the ship.
Oh, jeez.
Which that will hit. All right.
Holy
And
mother
so
of God.
smacking into the ship, doing 28 points of bludgeoning damage, still would have...
Oh God, there's 2 zombie sharks?
There are 2 zombie sharks, one on each
Wait,
side.
what? Shenanigans! Shenanigans!
I don't think I see the other one yet, though, because I'm...
Yeah, you're in the
Just
water.
in-
We don't know. We just know about this zombie shark.
What's the swim speed? 40. Okay, so it would have a little bit of speed to move back. And that will be their turn. Oops. All right. Gragnold, or sorry, Immeral. Yeah, nope, sorry, Baeridin. I could do this.
So I'm trying to figure out. I don't know quite size wise if giant octopus is like a rideable creature.
So my hope was I could ride on the back of one of
reef
your
shark
things
is-
and then all attack
Giant-
with swords.
The giant octopus has a faster swim speed. So
Because if I'm in the water, I'm not going to be able to attack with a sword. I'm going to sink.
What
if I
about
can,
a paladin orca? Can you turn into a paladin orca?
I can't yet. Paladin Orca is at level 9.
That's a thing? I thought you were making stuff up.
No, it's
You
I want to
could
turn
be-
into
you
a...
can actually turn into an orca.
I want to
That's
turn into a
thing.
barge squid.
you could be a reef shark if you wanted.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if so. It sounds like giant octopus probably is not going to work. A reef shark would.
Uh,
I mean, you don't have to follow my nonverbal
I'm
signals.
I'm on in on it.
hoping you'll see them.
I just
I mean,
wanted to.
so
I wasn't sure if there was a way for
a
you. to
giant
ride
octopus
that
being
to
large.
swim
I mean,
away.
if you wanted to stay up towards the surface to keep Gragnold up there, you're a large beast at that point. So I would say that's doable.
Okay, maybe I could you could sit on top, like on the
You
side,
could spare an arm.
and I could spare
Just
an arm
hold
to,
me
like,
up
keep
there.
you up there.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
All right,
Yeah,
giant
you have
It'll
one
octopus.
count as
tentacle,
that
like-
instead of the reef shark.
Just hold him up. Hold
Yeah.
him up
Hold
like
him
a
up.
I only need
wiener.
one. I got 8. I got 7 more. I got all the tentacles. I
Perfect.
can slap the shark with.
Perfect.
Slappy fight.
Slap bite. All right, I'm totally gonna turn into a giant octopus.
Alrighty. So
And now I'm super intelligent because giant octopuses are more intelligent than Baeridin is.
no, Baeridin.
Shocked.
Baeridin keeps his intelligence.
I
You're
know. which means that I'm not any smarter. All right, and then I will. No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to totally suction slap the crap out of this
Go for
guy.
it.
But first, I'm going to swim up underneath Gragnold so that he can be like riding on the side of the giant octopus as I suction cup slap.
Suction cup slap.
Well, where did my reef shark? Just giant octopus. Here it is.
And all right, go ahead and make. Oh, you did the attack. Sorry.
I just did.
All right. So I'm making a couple of notes of something. Attack 20. Yeah, that
thing
definitely.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
I
All
really
right.
need to phrase that differently, don't I? This is probably an anime audience.
Okay. The shark.
Thing got slapped so hard.
Suction slap.
Suction slap.
All right. Does it have to make? Wait.
It's a DC 16 grapple check. Strength or dex.
Alrighty. Well, seeing as it's a zombie, it's going to go with strength. All right. So it's not grapple, but you are up next to it. And that also, Gragnold, that hit your held action of attacking it when you got.
Then I will attack it.
Go for it.
Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. That should be. Well, I'll take it.
Take it. I'll let you take the crit.
That should.
Holy crap! Do it.
Yeah, that should have +2 on the damage on top of that.
Okay, so that should be 15 damage.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Depending on how you do crits, yeah.
Yeah.
Then if I can, I'll hit him with my offhand guitar as well.
Would that be? Is that a bonus action to hit with offhand, or is that?
It is, yeah.
Because your bonus action was to rage.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's
Totally
true.
fair.
My last turn. Yes, you're totally right.
I requested to turn up the music. Oh, it has. Is anybody hearing the music from
No.
tabletop? I'm gonna
Not
refresh the page.
Mine says lost connection again.
Yeah, mine says connection failed. So let me hit refresh on that. I don't know if that's. You're gonna need to
Maybe it's because of the Super Bowl. So many people are using tabletop audio.
Yeah. All right.
They're really digging in
Because
while
of the
watching.
big game. Go sports ball.
Sports
Go,
ball. Sports ball.
Hit the puck for 3 points.
Do the thing where you do the thing.
Send it into the
All right, I resent the link
Goal.
to tabletop audio.
thing.
Obviously, it's not working hugely smoothly, but this music is so much better than anything else I found that I'm allowed to use on Roll20. So if you guys can connect to it, I think it's better.
What we need is a contract with Disney. Let's see if we can get that up. Then we can do
Get that.
Pirates of the
Do that.
Caribbean.
Oh man, that would be so
Too.
awesome to have the Pirates of the Caribbean music for this. But
Oh my god.
I'll
Can you be
reach out.
the therapist at Disneyland?
Yes.
yes,
I have a.
Are you sure you want to be the in-house Disneyland? It's a lot
We'll
of.
just be on
that's a lot of
call and
messed
we'll
up
be on
stuff,
Splash Mountain otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's how it works.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend my time on going between Space Mountain, Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
Call me if anybody has an emergency.
Call me if
Fast
there's a
password.
crisis.
All right, Immeral, you're up.
Yes, I am. So the others are Occupado in combat. I am going to
Shooter.
I'm surprised you're making a Jaws rep. We need a bigger boat.
Okay, cool. I have enough movement to get to the back. Let's see. There we go. I love being a monk.
All right, are you going to the ballista there?
Yeah, I'm shooting that shark.
Alrighty,
Yeah.
hold on. I have.
Some ballistic stuff.
Yep. I'm going to put that in your. All right.
Solid
You
stuff.
should see ship crossbow because I could not remember the word ballista when I was putting the stats up for this to save my life when I made it. So
Where should I be seeing that?
in your journal.
My journal. huh?
Slightly
Like
over your left shoulder on the shelf
There we
behind
go.
you.
Buy that
Oh.
gigantic D20.
Hey,
I totally forgot to
there's
mention.
the ship crossbow.
So my octopus has a hoodie.
Yes, it does. It has
That's
a
what I'm-
hoodie.
That's what you're
That's
holding
what
into the
that
string.
is.
I'm gonna use that as the range. Yeah.
Yes.
Are the octopus's tentacles arms or legs? Does it not have any armholes?
I think they're arms.
Or does it have
So-
8 armholes?
Good
It
ask.
has
DM.
four armholes.
It
Yes.
has 4 armholes.
Procedural question, DM.
Yes.
If I have
Proceed.
proficiency in multiple bows, do I have proficiency in the ballista?
I'm going to go ahead and give you the proficiency in it. Also, because you've had a few days, you said you've been on the deck kind of observing
paying
things.
attention.
And I think you would. The Master at Arms is pretty on top of things, so he probably would have trained you on how to use that if you had shown any
Okay.
interest, which I'm assuming you would have.
Okay, so let's. We're going to add 5 to whatever I roll here. I mean, excuse me, add 3 to whatever I roll. Oh, sweet Jesus!
With the additional 3, that hits.
Thank
All right.
So, Immeral, that basically means like you're gonna have a hard time missing.
That
They're
sounds like a
zombies.
challenge, sir. What's
Step
up?
up to that challenge.
How's everybody doing? Yeah.
All right. So coming up, Ori was fortunately on the decks, and so he's basically calling everybody to arms. And you see, so we've got one crew member here. Saying that Immeral has this ballista, he's going to come over to this one, and we're going to have 2 more crew members are going to come out. Whoops.
They're in the water.
They're in the water.
Oh, they're flying.
My God.
What's happening? Are they blue and green too?
But
All
I
right.
told somebody else to reload this crossbow.
Okay.
Nice. Smart.
So you're telling who to reload the crossbow?
Whoever is the closest crew member, reload this.
Okay, so that would have been this one. So he'd start reloading. This is the captain. So she's going to keep trying to steer you guys away from the sharks.
Probably a
And
good idea.
That's probably a good idea.
why can't I select him?
Oh my god. Can we like draw all of our
Uh-huh.
maps in crayons?
I think that sounds great.
Did you use a battle mat for this?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, I did. To make all my maps, I have a battle map, and then I put tracing paper on top of it to draw my maps out so I can reuse them all. So now I have a ship. All right. After calling the alarm, he would run over to this one, seeing you guys go overboard. And he's going to go ahead and make an attack. With his short bow, which hopefully will hit. 25.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, Ori's no joke here.
Yeah.
All right, so he comes up, calling for the crew, man arms! And runs off to the side, taking quick aim, firing right down at this shark. So what, Gragnold and Baeridin, what you're seeing before you is a mass of teeth, gigantic shark, but as you're attacking it, you're noticing just chunks of its flesh are kind of floating away as it's kind of drifting away into the sea.
The shark is gross.
I think we should cut his head off.
Shower.
All right, top of the round, Gragnold.
I would like to. Can I tell with my, breading a giant hoodie wearing octopus? Can I tell if this shark is this like other kinds of zombies where destroy the brain, kill it? Is this the kind of?
You're trying to cut off his head.
Yeah, I'm really trying. I'm trying to cut off his head, but the problem. Per se. So I would like to attack the brain.
Okay.
I guess. That's my. But
Shark brains are small.
I right, which is why I have to work really
Very
hard.
precise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
like, this seems like other undead things that you've had to fight in the past, and that, in just like how it kind of looks and what it's reminding you, and the move, or like the way the skin's kind of coming off of it and rotting.
I guess so. Is its mouth open? Is it like gnawing around Jaws style?
So it made a bite. After its bite, it attack against you. It kind of closed its mouth, but it kind of keeps opening and closing its mouth a little bit. It's seeming like it's getting ready to move.
Oh,
All right, you want to go right into the?
yeah.
All right.
Trying to stab it through the brain, through its mouth. If that's where a good place.
Steer your sword.
All right, go ahead and roll an attack. Those both hit.
Stabby stab stab.
Stab. Trying to stab
Get
it.
him.
Trying to find its brain.
Get him.
So you go in just really quickly with your 2 new weapons. It doesn't seem to connect with the brain, but definitely doing some good damage to it. And you're finding that you're having a bit of fun. This seems quite easy to hit.
Chunks.
Yeah. Let's do this again, Baeridin.
All right. Now is the zombie shark's turn. This one's going to swim back and come forward to make another slam attack against that part of the ship.
Immeral, come on, do something about that guy.
I'm working on it.
All right, and it just kind of slams tanking right into the ship there, doing another 20.
Oh, ship has terrible AC.
I mean, it's not that hard to hit.
Gigantic. I mean, when they talk about like hitting the broadside of a barn, that's basically the ship.
Ship doesn't have a high dex.
Yeah.
All right, the shark is starting to move out of way. I'm gonna say, Immeral, if you have a, actually no, because it's not close enough. So. And this one up here is going to go ahead and make a bite attack against the giant octopus because it recognizes that enemy, though it does have disadvantage due to the hoodie on the first attack.
Ah.
It's like even the zombie shark is like, "Why are you wearing a hoodie?
Pretty much.
You're an aquatic creature."
Come on, retired Navy vet. Come on, have some faith in us. We've got hecklers.
Oh no!
Oh no!
All right, I'm assuming a 20 hits.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so it's 21 piercing damage that just comes in and chomps down at you.
Ow.
All right. But that is its turn. It's going to... They're not very smart. It's not going to go anywhere. All right, Baeridin. Baeridin the octopus.
All right.
The octopi.
I'm definitely going to slap him with a tentacle.
You should grapple him, and then
I'm going to try.
I'll swim in his mouth, and then I'll cut my way out.
We're very
This sounds
Guardians
like
of the
the
Galaxy.
worst plan.
Yeah,
It's a terrible plan.
it's pretty good plan.
All right. So coming and spiraling around him. And
The druid has an ability. I wanted to see if I could burn a spell slot to heal, but I can't remember if that's an action or a bonus action. Do you remember?
I think it's an action.
Okay. In that case, I will.
I think it's an
Hold
action
off.
too.
Yeah. All right.
It's not my turn.
Ta-da! Is that the end of your turn? Anything on your bonus?
No, I'm going to stay here because I want to riding animal Gragnold. So
Gotcha. All right, Immeral.
Shooty.
All right. So the crew during his turn was able to use his action to load. So go ahead and.
Oh yeah. No, sorry. Go ahead.
And
shoot
I
him.
after I shoot, I tell him, well, that's it.
That hits.
That's it.
Oh, just that's it.
Yeah, that's it. I get 10 damage on 2d10 plus 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're rolling real terrible on damage.
Oh my
All
god.
right.
Okay, well, I hit it for 10 more piercing damage, and I
Yep.
shout to the other crew, reload!
All right. Yeah. Anything on bonus action or anything else?
Not a whole lot I can do on bonus action right now.
Alrighty. So crew's turn. This guy is gonna reload, and then this one's gonna go ahead and shoot down at the shark. Oh, that's the wrong thing.
It is a bonus action to heal.
Oh, it is. Okay.
I'll do that next time.
Okay,
That will hit
there we go.
14 for that one. All right. That
That crossbow did more than your ballista.
well, it's the same thing. That's
Is
the
that one's
that's the
attack? Oh, I
ballista.
I
Yeah.
thought he was shooting with a crossbow. I'm like,
No,
that's
no.
embarrassing.
Uh,
Sorry, Immeral. It's not your ballista, I guess. It's the ship's ballista.
All right, and then can he hit that one? This guy's gonna go ahead from the bow and shoot his, but that's gonna be disadvantaged just because of the angle he's gonna have to shoot at. But these things are super easy to hit. But man, that guy just likes taking 10 damage every time.
Always 10 damage.
Oh, see, Pixie Knight's encouraging us. Thank you, Pixie Knight.
All right, so those two are going to have to take an action to reload. He's reloading this one. This one's still open over here. Captain's going to step away real quick and make one attack with that as well. And with disadvantage too because of trying not to hit. Still hits Okay, so the one on port is like getting tons of damage. The one on the starboard side is like fine.
Don't worry, we'll finish this one off and help you.
All right. So
Thanks, Pixie Knight.
she kind of steps away from the helm for a moment, turning the ballista forward, taking careful aim. As the shark kind of jumps up out of the water, she fires and it just slams right into him. And she steps back over, steadying the wheel again, yelling at the crew, "Reload! Keep firing! We need to get away from these things."
Okay, the captain's a badass. I'm just
Yeah, I like
throwing
this
that out there.
All right, Gragnold.
I'm.
Whoops! I'm sorry. I forgot Ori. He's right there too, so he's going to go ahead and do. He's going to do a short bow real quick against that one, and again that hits. And I need.
Not bad, Ori.
Nice work, Ori.
He does well. Okay. All right, now Gragnold.
I'm going to jump off of Baeridin and stab both of my scimitars into the shark's head and ride the shark.
Okay.
Trying to wedge the scimitars around to sort of fish for where the brain is, like a kind of like scrambling his brains, like that.
Like an ice pick lobotomy, if you will.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, and I was thinking if you swim without rhythm, you won't attract the worm.
As a monk would. All right, go ahead and that hits. And that definitely hits. Or...
Wait, if you do it, maybe you can control it.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, and you can steer him into the other shark.
I have two controls now.
Yeah.
Gragnold Adib. Gragnold Adib.
All right. I have to make a roll for this. So it's this 15. Oh, wait. No.
I could do animal handling too. You know.
It's just gonna. So 17 is my number. Okay.
Or a nature check.
That. All right. That does it. As you jump down onto this shark, coming down with your scimitars, just connecting, pulling in. So you feel the undead life starting to slip away from this shark.
The unlife.
The
undead life.
The undead animation or whatever. How, as Gragnold's killing this thing, coming down with his two swords, how would he kill it? Tell me how he would do this.
Well, he would try to, like I said, he's going to try to scramble the undead brains inside this shark. Mm-hmm. Eventually, if it starts to sink down to the bottom, he would try to, while he was holding on to his last bit of breath, he'd probably try to cut what would be his neck to decapitate it.
Okay, so trying to
it's kind of a thing now.
Yeah, he's like, oh!
Yeah, decapitation.
This is a branding issue, really.
All right, so he comes down, getting the swords and sensing that the end is here. He's like, I gotta do my thing. It's just
it's my thing.
Give me just a strength check. I'll say if you get a 14 or better, you decapitate it before it sinks.
Oh no, my roll 20 closed. Roll 20 is closed.
Oh no!
No!
It's reopening. Vamp.
Quick.
Ba, 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 ba.
I ain't got nobody, da, 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 and nobody's got me. Da, da, da.
We're almost there. What am I doing? Strength?
Strength check.
I'm trying to think what I could do to vamp that isn't going to get us sued for copyright infringement.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
I'm thinking my go-to karaoke songs here, but no.
No.
You're just gonna pick something old enough that nobody has a copyright on it.
Happy birthday. No, happy
was
birthday.
That a strength check
Happy
or
birthday
a
has
strength saving throw?
Has copyright.
Yeah, I know.
It does not anymore.
Yeah, well, it's an ongoing issue.
When did it get up?
Somebody took it to court about
again
copyright claim.
Yeah. Anyway, so as it's starting to sink, you manage just to sever the head from it as you start to pour into the water. And I imagine Baeridin Octopus pulls you back up, and you watch as the body sinks with it, missing the head. And that zombie shark is no more. But we still have one more.
Fish heads, fish heads.
All right.
Fish heads.
Eat them
Yum
up,
soup.
yum.
All right.
Dr. Demento.
Yeah. And that was back in the day.
He is going to... What is this shark going to do? They're not very bright. They're zombies.
I mean,
It's
it's a
gonna...
shark.
Yeah.
Like,
It
he's
has an
already
int of...
kind of dumb.
The int is 1, so it's going to keep slamming.
Whoa. With a crit.
Ooh,
Jeez.
gosh.
Oh,
All right, so as the
Yes.
shark swims back and slams back into the aft starboard corner of the ship, you feel like you hear the splintering of wood and you see some things starting to crack and you hear the captain going, "Kill this thing!"
working on it.
Wow, that's a lot of damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can Baeridin throw me?
He doesn't have to.
good God.
This is for dramatic.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. All right, Baeridin.
Okay. I would like to grab Gragnold by, I don't know, maybe the waist or whatever,
To be safe.
with a
Mhm.
tentacle, and then swim at top speed under the ship,
Yep.
and then hurl him at the shark.
All right. So that's... Oh, yeah, you got more than enough because you can go 60. All right. Go ahead using the strength of the octopus. Just do like a strength check as like kind of an improvised weapon.
There it goes. Oh, it didn't. Oof. that was
Oh,
terrible.
ooh. All right. So you're not really used to being in this form. And also like the fact that you have it got wet. And so it's kind of
It's kind of dragging.
encumbering your movement just a little bit. You have 4 tentacles that have sleeves and 4 that don't, and you, for whatever reason, you put him in one of the tentacles that has a sleeve, and so it just was restrained a little bit and didn't quite go. So you kind of let go of Gragnold. So if he's still wanting to hold on, he probably is close enough to just keep a hand on you. But
Gotcha. It sort of messes up my other plan, but that's okay.
okay.
I'll also use a bonus action to burn a spell slot and heal up some hit points.
All
I have
Alrighty.
both of my scimitars out, so if
Yeah.
you let go of me, I'm probably sinking.
Okay. So you're starting to sink.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I can put my scimitars
Um,
away and go back up on my next turn. But
Yeah. You wouldn't have seen that. Okay, Immeral, it's your go.
Okay, well, I'm shooting the friggin' shark.
Yeah, shoot the freaking shark.
that's too bad.
That's
I can't believe I just said that out loud, but yes, I am shooting the freaking shark with freaking laser beams.
Shooting a freaking shark with freaking big
Oh,
crossbow.
for the love of God!
Oh my god!
Wow.
You hit!
That's incredible.
Wow,
Well,
maybe
yeah, I
you should
hit
be
it.
reloading.
I am
Yeah.
diving in after this thing, and I'm going to start punching it.
You should grab some ballista bolts. And grab them with ballista.
No, I am just going to start punching it.
Okay, you're gonna jump out overboard and
No,
punch at it?
no! My action was to shoot it.
All right. Well, you shot it. And he
Reload!
They keep handing you the dull ones.
And actually-
They're
actually,
reloading
as-
them backwards, so you're just hitting with the back end of
They're
the.
The spoons from the galley in there.
Can't I? Oh, because I'm on the wrong thing. Huh. Seeing
Gragnold.
that,
Oh yeah.
on his turn, Ori's going to call out to one of the crew members to. Actually, this crew member down here reloads, and he calls out to you, Immeral. Shoot it again. On his action, you can shoot.
Okay. So do I get to shoot now?
Shoot now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Someone knows how to reload.
Nice.
Finally. Stupid.
Oh, I've got my sea legs aplenty. Pixie Knight.
All right, this guy
The pointy end.
They
The
reloaded.
pointy end.
He reloaded last time, so he's going to go ahead, and it will be with disadvantage because Baeridin's there, but that still hits. So that's another 13, and the guys on port really can't do much of anything. So. All right. You see lots of chunks of this shark coming off as one of the other crew members spins the forward ballista around, firing, and it sails right over the giant octopus, sinking into the side of the shark, and so a bit more of its flesh and gills start to fall off. It's not looking great. Seems to be
Did it ever?
It didn't ever look all that great, but all right, Gragnold.
So I'm currently sinking. So I'm going to put my scimitars back into my sheaths and then try to swim up or maybe call out.
All right. So you spend your movement swimming up to the surface?
Mm-hmm. And I'll climb on. If I can get that high up, I'll climb onto Baeridin's.
Yeah, I don't think you would have sunk all of that for his strength. Like, I kind of picture instead of throwing you, he more kind of dropped you.
Oh, okay.
So
I was thinking it was like a torpedo.
That's what I was trying to go for.
That's what he was going for,
That's
but he
what I'm
rolled
like,
a 7.
Belly
Not a
flop.
very good.
Yeah. All right.
That's on me. That's on me.
So if I can move up there and then still make an attack, do that. But I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I'll say you could make one attack at it as you come back up. It hits. All right. And
Slice.
this zombie shark is going to go ahead and again, it's going to go for a bite attack against the octopus as it sort of knows and recognizes that enemy.
Ugh.
Oof.
How are you doing over there?
All
Baeridin?
right.
I'm still an octopus.
As long as he's still an octopus, it's all good.
All right, that's true.
And he's going to...
If you become a dwarf, I'll be in trouble.
He does start to swim back to try and maybe make another attack against the ship. So I will say, Gragnold, if you wanted an attack of opportunity, you can get that as your reaction.
I'll take it.
And same thing with the octopus.
Oh, that might mean I can grab him. Stop him
Grab
from
it.
hitting the ship.
14, that will hit.
Ugh.
That
Not with an
unfortunately
8.
misses.
Come on, octopus.
You rolled a critical on each of your arms. Thanks, dude.
All right. But it's your turn now. So if this the giant zombie shark, as it starts to swim away, Gragnold gets a good swipe in at it. This giant octopus tries to lash out, but doesn't quite connect.
That's a little better.
That hits. All right, and DC 16.
And if I can swim back up underneath Gragnold so he's not sinking. or
Okay.
anything, then
Oh,
I'll do that and then grab on.
and he's grappled.
Aha!
Yeah.
All right, and I do believe now that means
Hug this giant octopus. This stupid undead shark.
that was fired. So the ballista right now does not have any ammo in it, Immeral.
Well, that's convenient because at this point that shark has been grappled. I've got my gloves swimming juju,
Yes, you do.
and I'm going after it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I actually dive into the water,
Okay.
start swimming after it, and I just start wailing on it.
All right, go ahead and make some attacks.
Okay, let's see here. And you know what? Just because I can. Oh!
All right. Oh, no, wait, you do get the 24 because you swim up to it and you could climb on top of the tentacle of the octopus to go ahead and just slam into its head. Go ahead and roll the damage on that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
All
what's
right.
up?
That
It's
two.
not looking good.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god.
Give it
I-
another one.
It looks like one more might do it in.
Yeah, and that's exactly what's about to happen with my follow-up attack. And which follow-up attack do I do?
I hope you hit him in the sensitive areas.
The Fist of Frustration, 19 definitely hits. So 11 points of damage. All right, Immeral, tell me how would he finish off this zombie shark?
Oh, with a pure Fist of Frustration, just like 3-point superhero stance, going straight down into the dome.
All right.
Full on Bruce Lee. Wow! Tur.
All right. You see Immeral coming in, diving down, grabbing onto Baeridin, the giant octopus, swinging himself up on the swing up, coming around, smacking his foot right into the side of this shark, doing considerable damage, using the momentum to come down, bringing his fist down on top of the shark, bringing his fist right through
Neo
the skull
in the
cavity.
Boom!
And you get all this undead shark grossness all over your arm.
But it immediately washes off.
It does.
That's a
you're
good thing
in the
about fighting in the
water.
water.
When he holds his other hand up to do that Bruce Lee thing, can I give him a 5?
Certainly. I think we need a high five of awesomeness.
Oh yeah,
Woo!
I'm on it.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, and as we come out of the combat, oh no, is nobody hearing the music? I'm so sorry, I didn't realize you guys weren't.
I didn't
On
notice
there.
the lack of music
Oh, okay.
either. I was too
Yeah.
engrossed.
Okay,
Yeah, that was
cool.
great.
All right, awesome.
Break out the rum!
All right, you guys come back up onto the ship. The captain, going, is everyone all right?
That was great.
I'm just cleaning my scimitars off.
Yeah.
Baeridin starts recounting the story excitedly of what just happened,
As if he wasn't there.
as if the captain wasn't there.
Right. Well, look, we took some damage during that. We need to make for the shore for a little bit. I just need to make sure that the damage wasn't too much. And she kind of looks over to the navigator. Is there a place where we can go to shore fairly safely? And she's, aye, Captain. And there's a beach not too far off. And she kind of signals to one of the crew members, and they quickly scamper up the mast, looking. And you hear them calling out, I see the beach, but there's a wreck there.
Well, then maybe we shouldn't sail up to it. Just throwing that out there.
We gotta keep down.
There's smoke. She kind of looks just like, there might be survivors. We should go see. And I need to make sure our ship's all right. We can't afford to have something like that happen again. And she kind of points up to you stay up there. Keep your eyes to the water. Look for rocks and any more of those fiends.
I have an amulet of undead detection.
Oh yeah.
Was that shark undead?
Yes, I will say when it got within 100 feet.
I believe zombie. Gragnold's not
Zombie
a
is-
scientist.
No, you guys definitely did feel those go off when they came close to you.
Do they vibrate or do they release a sound? Is it an odor,
It's-
a pheromone? How do I know?
It gives a little
It's a fair.
puff. It's just like an orange pheromone. Oh, I smell orange mist. Zombies.
Yeah, it actually got
Orange blossom.
it got a little bit like warmish against your
Oh.
skin, so it's kind of it was one of those things of you guys probably didn't know what to exactly feel for, but now you know, like, okay, that's an undead thing.
Yeah, can I turn it off silent mode?
Then it just makes it like zombies
Make
are
it
coming. Zombies are coming.
Make an Arcana check.
Oh, I got this.
Gragnold to somehow amazingly figure out how to turn off, but then he can't figure out how to turn that back off again.
What?
I don't know how he did that, but I like it.
Abracadabra. It
Do
worked.
you even know that word?
Ubra Kadubra!
All right, so while Gragnold's
Gragnold's
messing around with the pendant, you look at it and you figure out
scratching it, fixing the runes.
It's a moment of.
You recognize it. It
Brilliant.
seems to remind you of some of the amulets and things some of the elders of your tribe used to wear.
Oh.
And so something you figured out was you could take like this little, like you have a link of chainmail.
Swipe from the bottom. And then the settings.
And actually, as you put you put a couple of links of chainmail right on the back of it. As it heats up, you know it will kind of make this tingly, vibrating sound.
Okay.
The elder in the tribe had one that just worked on truffles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That's very handy.
Oops, we can get rid of the turn order. All right. So this happened in the morning, and so you guys sail for about another hour or so into this cove, and you see a beach. And as you're sailing in, you notice what the crew had been calling out for. You certainly see a wrecked ship along the beach, and you do also see a small wisp of smoke coming up from somewhere on the beach.
Well, then we're
I'm
going to
glad
have
we
to
didn't
go
pick that ship.
investigate that wisp of smoke, aren't we?
The
Could be all sorts of things. Could be more of those sharks in danger. They went up and made
Land
camp.
sharks.
Yeah, I think the sharks would certainly be in danger with us around, wouldn't they?
dun, dun, dun.
They sure would.
So as you guys approach the shore, you get probably a good...
It was an hour, so did we have a chance for a short rest?
You would have had a chance to short rest during this time.
Do we have a chance for a bathroom break?
We do, actually, because I also have to pee. So I would
As we
greatly
approach,
appreciate
we need a cliffhanger. We approach the
Yes.
shore,
Approach the shore, what happens?
and you
Sure.
hear
We
the
got
sound
mid-session
of
break
battle
going on
drum.
right now.
Da-da! All right, so as you guys are approaching the shore, you're coming closer. You see a bit of a reef coming up, and the crew member in the crow's nest calls that down to you, and the captain drops anchor. Says, "Right, we're going to need to stay here probably through the night to assess the repairs. Would you all mind going and investigating that?" And as she points to the shore, this is the first time you guys have been kind of sitting, resting, and recovering from battle. You look up, and what you see is devastatingly shocking to you. You see a ship up on the beach, completely split into two.
I am devastatingly shocked.
I'm shockingly devastated.
Dun dun dun! And now
I
we're all
ran out of
gonna-
options, so I guess I'm just looking at it.
Baeridin's jumping up, trying to see over the rail. Or yeah, Baeridin's trying to. What is it, guys?
Kick them little legs.
This is so hard to climb. Hobbs, take a look and report back.
Make an animal handling check. That's where we'll leave it at.
I don't know. Hobbs can't tell me anything about it.
Nope. Well, wait, aren't you? What? Are you
I guess
rock-
that's yeah. I can speak
You're-
with small beasts.
You can speak with Small Beast. You can speak with him.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out what Hobbs has to say when we all get back from peeing.
All right,
All right, we'll be back
5
in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
back in 5.
Back and forth.
Oh, it's gotta be hard to get those.
It's
What,
really
repairs?
hard to find like good
Kyber
kyber crystals. Like,
Yeah. I guess that could be not the thing that's wrong with it.
Well, I've got to resolder the circuit board.
oh, as we're talking lightsaber repair. Welcome back.
And then I was
Lightsaber
like,
or serious
Rector?
business.
I didn't even know her.
Oh.
Oh, you guys missed all the good inside jokes.
Da da da.
It's not
So
gonna
inside,
be
I missed
anymore.
them too.
It's not gonna be anymore. Sorry to say. That was it.
All right. So,
right.
as we rejoin our heroes after battling these two undead zombie sharks, you guys have headed towards a beach, and on this beach you see a wrecked ship. You are still on the morning light right now, looking to the shore, and So there's the crew of Morning Light's 10. The crew of the ship that you're looking at easily was triple, if not quadruple that. The ship you're seeing that's wrecked up on this shore is humongous.
What could have torn apart a ship like that? Oh wait, do I actually see it? I don't actually see it.
I imagine like you could pull yourself up.
Okay.
Hobbs, when the Hobbs flew back down to you after he kind of flies up and flies back down, he's like, "Did you say water?"
I know, right?
Food? And he kind of starts digging around inside of your jacket. And he starts eating.
Good job. Way to spot the water, Hobbs.
So one of the crew members is over standing by you guys looking. It's actually easier than you might think to get a ship to tear apart like that. If it gets caught up in the wrong kind of winds, hit in the right place, hitting some rocks, we'll know more when we get closer what might have caused that. But
Seems a little suspicious to me, with undead sharks roaming the waters.
well, and as you guys had come and anchored where you're at, one of the smaller tender boats had been lowered down into the water, and you hear one of the other crew members calling up, like, "Well, if they rammed into these things as well, they could have done some of the same damage. This is going to take a little while to repair. We're lucky it didn't hit us again, else we would have been goners."
For sure.
Ugh.
I'm
Beware
glad
the Kraken.
Immeral ripped his heart out.
Oh god. Why did you have to mention the Kraken?
Baeridin does a little karate move, badly imitating Immeral's sweet punch.
Do a performance check.
We'll find out just how badly I imitated. Really badly.
All right,
I am concerned that Baeridin is sick.
Baeridin added extra sound effects and maybe a few cool phrases that Immeral said that he didn't actually say while he was doing it.
Did you punch yourself in the head? Just please don't tell me you punched yourself in the head.
Baeridin will try to do this, he's trying to use Hobbs to help him out, and Hobbs is just eating and kind of sitting down, looking around, not sure what's going on. And as Baeridin's kind of doing this weird dance around, and Gragnold,
Hobbs is supposed to be dead.
He might be sick. All right. Captain Nori's coming up. Ornello's coming up. Look, I'm gonna stay. Myself and Apale are gonna stay on the ship. I'd recommend taking Ori, Eme, and Kana with you to shore. If you three don't mind going and checking this out. I don't think any of you know much about repairing a ship, so.
Not really, but we're happy to go check it out.
All right, your two friends still seem a bit under the weather. Hopefully, when we get where we're going, they'll feel a little better.
They should stay on the ship. I'm sure it'll help them acclimate.
Yeah. Whatever you do, don't get off the ship.
Well, I don't. Just be wary. This is a dangerous part of the world. There's reasons nobody lives out here, even though it's beautiful. You guys look this beach looks gorgeous. The water is that lovely, Caribbean tealish blue. And it looks absolutely gorgeous, but the lack of life, the lack of humanoid type life around here is very evident, despite the beauty of this place. It seems odd that no one would be here.
I think this is prime resort real estate. Gragnold, I have a great idea for a business venture.
Do you know those words?
I don't. I don't know one of those. I heard adventure. Sounds like an adventure.
So what
I like
as we are in this dinghy, I'm assuming,
Mm-hmm.
what do we notice as we go towards the shore?
So as you guys are rowing in, you do notice there is a coral reef and a lot of rocks. So that likely could explain some of the debris. You do notice there's some debris in the water. Passive. I had to make note of you guys' passive perception here.
Really high.
It is 16. I mean, that's really good.
Yeah, that is really high. Oh,
yeah. Just trying to think. Yeah, as you guys are rowing in, the water's clear enough and shallow enough after you get past the reef that you do notice a couple of bodies that have sunken down to the bottom of the sea. You notice some fish and other like crabs and things are already on them, kind of.
Pixelnight, don't give her ideas.
Yeah.
Seriously. Suddenly we see circular thuds coming from the water.
Yeah. Oh no, the dinosaurs are later. Those are coming.
Thanks, Pixie Knight.
God.
If we die, it's your fault.
You also do see some floating debris, like some boxes, barrels, things like that, just bits of the ship. As you're coming in closer, you actually have to row back out a ways because one of the masts had fallen over and there's sails and things kind of making it impossible for you guys to go further in that way. It takes you probably the better part of 45 minutes to make the short distance from your ship to shore. But when you pull up on the beach, change the picture over.
I think this ship was a cheese ship. Because the beach is covered in debris.
I don't know whether to be horrified or impressed. Because, damn, that was good.
I don't know. It doesn't seem particularly good to me.
Well, at least this is not Joe's ship.
You both are monsters.
You guys are awesome. All right, coming up onto the beach. So the way this sits is the aft end of the ship is where the broken aft part is facing up towards the beach, and it's tipped down, so it's like you can't see into it, but you can see up where the layers of the deck are. The bow portion has also washed up, but the back of the ship is in the water. So like a good portion of it's flooded and it's kind of sinking half down, and part of the bow is up. As you guys come ashore, what would you do?
So is it just the three of us on the boat, or is Ori also with us?
Ori,
Dudes
yep.
with us.
Ori, Ma, Leah, and Kana.
They're dudes. They're three
Yeah.
people on the ship.
Yep. So you have. Oh wait, sorry, she wouldn't have gone with you. She's. So Ma, Leah, said Nick. Okay, so you have. Sorry. Leo, who's the navigator, came with you guys. Ori, the master at arms. And then you have Ma and Nick, who are just general crew members.
Who are the last two?
Ma and Nick.
And Nick. I like Nick.
It's actually short.
Because it's easy to remember.
I like MA because I know how to spell it.
These are all based off Hawaiian names, which are actually rather easy to pronounce once you know the trick. But
MA.
Is Nick a Hawaiian name?
it's short for, I think it was Nikakole.
Well, that's definitely Hawaiian. I'm going to take away the C right there. And
It's a Nik.
Nick. I'm going to ask Leah. It was Leah, right?
Yep.
Is the navigator? I'm gonna ask Leah if there's a traditional. Is there a traditional way to greet people, like a sailor piratey way to say hi?
You say hello.
Oh, that's the normal way. It just happens to be the same. We say the same thing on land.
Yes.
Baeridin says that to Leah like he imagines that her only exposure is ship communication. And she doesn't know that that's the same thing you say.
Just kind of turns to the other two. He's an interesting one.
Well, then I guess once we land, I begin exploring the beach.
Okay. So what part of the beach are you wanting to go to? So you've got, you guys sort of landed in the middle. Your left is the back part of the ship. To the right is the front part. And then a distance in front of you, you can't see where it's coming from. You do see that little stream of smoke coming up the beach.
I head roughly in that direction, but being really cautious as I do.
Okay. Anybody else?
Holding my amulet out, listening very carefully. It's gentle jingle.
You don't hear anything right at this moment.
I'm still going to try to be stealthy as I head over to the ship to explore as well.
Okay. Are you guys going to the ship or are you going to the smoke?
I want to explore the ship because the ship's closer to us than the smoke, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably a good idea. Let's explore the ship and see what happened there.
If we
Okay.
can see the signs of something that attacked it, then we can prepare ourselves for it.
Okay.
Good call.
All right. So are you going to the front portion or the back portion?
The front portion is washed up on shore. The back portion is.
Yeah, I'll be on the part that's on shore. That seems easier to explore.
Yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
the back portion. They're both on shore, but like the front portion's kind of half sunk into the water.
Oh, okay. I
Kinda.
have it backwards.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The part I can
So-
look through easier.
Yep.
Start
So you
there.
guys start heading over towards the aft portion of the ship. You can see the masts have been just snapped off and are crumpled onto the beach. The bottom of the ship that you can see, I mean, it's covered in barnacles. It's covered in a lot of just general debris and things like that. It looked like it hit part of the reef. So you're seeing little bits of like the coral and things that you guys saw as you were coming in. Go ahead and give me just perception checks all around.
Do I know how long it takes for barnacles to grow like that?
Seeing them that big, you guys were one of the crew members came
Nice.
over. If they would have told you that it probably quite a while since but they grow that size as a ship is in the water.
Oh.
So that just saying, like, this ship's probably been around for a long time and not one I'm familiar with.
Would there be more barnacles on the half that's in the water, and I could compare the barnacle size between the half that's on the shore?
This is like incredibly smart thinking.
CSI.
Yeah.
For Gragnold.
Well, one thing I will say Gragnold notices with that perception check is on some of the larger bits of barnacle, there are bits of shark flesh that look a lot like the sharks you guys just fought. And you can
I'll tell everybody that.
and you also can see some distinct parts where it looks like something slammed into the side of the ship that are more like on what you could pretty easily see where the water line was ship, so you could see like it slammed through, and it looks like you could see not where it broke in half, but actually back a little bit further. There's places where the hull was punched through, and so likely started to sink. As you guys are looking around, I'm assuming you said you're pointing that out to everybody. Things
Yes.
you're noticing.
Oh, I think it was zombie sharks.
Baeridin's gonna say, "Wow, Gragnold, good job!" And he's gonna hand him a little piece of dried fruit.
Oh, you think you confused me with someone else?
You spotted the flesh from the sharks. I think that deserves a reward.
All right.
So we think it was destroyed by the sharks then?
Yep.
Well, one of the crew kind of looking up. If they started taking on water and hit that reef, it easily could have split the ship like this. I know it doesn't seem possible with a ship this big, but you start flooding one side with water. It's not meant to hold that kind of pressure. They can snap apart frighteningly easy.
Ships are complicated.
Yes.
Can we search the ship for anything of note?
Sure. It is kind of back and up, so to get up into it, you're going to just need to climb up to it.
I guess I'm curious if it was like a merchant vessel or if it was bringing people.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see if there are any tracks leading away from the ship or on the shore corner going up into. I mean, obviously there's the smoke. So
Yeah, there's smoke a little ways up on the beach, but you can't see where that's. You can just see it's further down.
Gotcha.
Because it's a pretty steep incline, the shoreline too. So, looking real quick for the tracks, just give me a survival check.
Oh. All
right.
One of the highest stats.
So it's really like sand isn't going to hold footprints or anything, or necessarily tracks. But Baeridin, it does look like maybe someone had been around. There was like a line of seaweed that's been disturbed, and maybe looks like somebody had walked up further.
It definitely looks like there were some kind of survivors. Probably headed off in this direction.
All right, and then are you guys going to climb into the ship and try to explore it a little bit?
Yes.
I start looking for clues and just kind of investigating the one that's in the water, since I probably have the best ability to do so.
Okay. All right. So we're splitting up where Gragnold and Baeridin are going into the aft part of the ship and Immeral to the front part?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
Immeral, you go first.
Okay. Immeral first? All right.
All right.
So, Immeral, walking up to the front portion of the ship, you notice that the mast is snapped back. There's still some lines that are holding the mast attached to the rest of the ship, and there is still sail that's out in the water. And so that seems to be acting a bit as an anchor of kind of keeping it there, but also keep pushing it down further and further into the water. So it doesn't look like it's been here all that long either. Pretty quickly, it's still moving. There's still pieces that are moving. As you guys were coming into, the sail portions that you saw were still very intact. They hadn't been corroded at all by being in the ocean.
Okay.
Okay. You're not going to be able to climb into the cabin from the break because that is all like in the water, unless you wanted to swim. If you want to swim around to the back, you could. But like, it's not something where you can just kind of hop in.
No, I guess I'm going to try swimming around since I can actually do so.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Just give me athletics just to see how well you can swim around the thing there.
At advantage.
Yep.
Thank God.
All right. So pretty easily you swim in and you kind of climb into part of the ship. You look back and you do notice that MA is coming with you just to kind of peek around and get an idea of what's going on.
Okay.
As you guys enter into, so you swim up, you stay at the surface level. You're just kind of blown away by how many decks you can see. So where you're coming in and there's like a deck and a half above you.
Mm-hmm.
Still. And you can see, again, the water's really clear, so you can see another at least 2 decks below you. Okay. So this ship is enormous. As you walk in, immediately you do see a dead body. Someone who looks like their head was struck. With your passive perception and everything, you can probably figure out it looks like they might have tripped or something as the ship was breaking apart or got hit.
But basically, it looks like blunt force trauma.
Blunt force trauma, yeah.
Okay.
There's no slashing wounds or anything. It didn't look like they were in a fight. It just looked like they somehow cracked their head against something and fell down dead.
Okay.
So you enter into the place that you enter into. It's a rather largish cargo area, but there doesn't seem to be any of the cargo left. The few things that you see, you do see a couple of boxes left, just labeled rations on the side.
Okay, I'm gonna guess they're ruined at this point.
You go over there. They are wet. The box is wet, so probably indicating that the rations aren't going to be much good inside.
Right.
Do you
I
want
see anything else of interest, weapons or anything like that?
You don't see any weapons or anything in here. You do see some ropes and things attached to the walls. A couple of just like various sailing things too.
Okay.
Yeah. Emmy's taking note of some of this and is grabbing some of it. Okay, we could probably use that and things. She actually makes for a ladder towards the back wall, or it'd be towards the front.
Okay.
I'm assuming. Are you following her?
Sure.
Climbing up. All right. You guys climb up to another level. This seems to be where there's a lot of hammocks and things. Some are still hung up. Some have fallen down. You see 2 more bodies here. Again, this is looking like blood trauma. So just the violence of the ship breaking apart.
It threw them about.
Yeah, threw them about. One of the guys, like, their leg is tangled up in one of the hammocks. So maybe they were sleeping or something and got thrown and got tangled. It did not look like a pleasant way to die. You do note a chest in the corner. I'm assuming opening it and looking inside.
Yes.
Okay. So clothing there. You do note there are some weapons in there. A short sword, a couple of daggers, and you do see what looks like a formal tabard with a sun blazoned on it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Maybe like a Pelorian?
Safe to say, it looks pretty much identical to what the Acolytes of Pelor are wearing in Vu.
Freaking Pelor.
All right.
Freaking Pelor.
Oh, no.
And
Pelorians.
making your way up then onto the deck of the ship would be probably the next place you guys could get to. Here's where you start seeing more evidence of problems. See, there is what appears to be blood spattered around. It's you have a perception of 16 too. I'm not going to make you roll for it. It doesn't look all that old. Like, nothing in here looks like it's been settled for very long. Like, this looks like a fairly recent event. The blood on the deck too doesn't look like it's been there that long. It's a little hard to say the amount of time that's passed, just because it does rain every day.
Right.
And it is still moist, and so you're kind of back on land, so you're getting that hot, moist air. So things wouldn't dry in the way that you would expect from where you're from, but it doesn't look like anything had happened too long ago.
Okay.
But really, and the forward cabin is just more storage area, and you do find one dead person inside of there.
Okay.
That's about it.
All right. Anything else of note? Anything hidden? Freaking Pelorians.
Give me a perception check. Another 16?
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Okay. That's just weird. You have like the exact same roll for.
Well, not exactly, because
it's a difference in
-1.
One. Yeah. So you spend the better part of an hour looking around. You do find, just again, some general supplies, some more, things that could be used. A few more swords, daggers, things like that. A lot of just kind of personal effects. But nothing hugely interesting. More just for her part. It seems like Emma is a lot more interested in what you're finding, because a lot of that stuff can be maybe used to help repair the ship.
Okay.
You guys are on.
Well, then as I notice this, I just turn to Emma and say, let's take whatever we can, whatever we need to repair the ship, but otherwise, Let's get out of here if we don't see anything else of interest.
Yeah, I agree. And she would kind of coordinate with some of the others to get some of the stuff. They start working, taking some of that stuff down. All right, Baeridin, Gragnold. So Hana's going with you guys into the aft part of the ship. So how would you guys want to enter? So it's, like I said, the kind of perked up at an angle. So like the entrance to all, like the dollhouse portion essentially of this wreck is up in the air. But there are a couple of holes up on the side that you maybe could get to with a scramble.
Scramble.
We're going to scramble.
All right. Give me a couple of athletics checks.
Baeridin will actually shapeshift into something that can climb and that can scent.
Okay.
Let me see what's a good option for that.
Spider.
Spiders can't scent.
Actually,
You can't what?
Smell.
Oh,
I want to go after some smells too. I think probably
a large cat.
panther. Yeah.
Yeah, large cat.
They have
Yep.
good sense of smell.
All right.
So I'll do a panther.
All right. So Gragnold starts climbing up, and then as Baeridin turns into this panther with a nice hoodie on. So Hobbs holds onto the hoodie, and
Hang
climbs
out
up
in the hood part of it.
Yep. You guys climb up and climb in. So the area you climb into seems to have been where they were storing some of like their weapons and things like that more for the ship. So you see larger spears and bolts for ballista on this ship. You immediately see like a few different things if you guys want to grab. And then actually, no, sorry. You guys climbed into one of the holes. So that would have been below the deck. So you actually climb into a large, again, kind of storage area, but this looks just completely devastated. You actually see like bits of seaweed and coral that have come in here of an area that's been flooded. And you do find inside 3 bodies.
I'll sniff at them.
He's sniffing at them.
Cause of death on these bodies?
Going up and looking at them, it actually looks like they drowned. They're bloated. Yep.
Yeah.
Looking at the size of the hole and just kind of where they're positioned, they kind of look like almost they got flung. That just this area flooded very quickly, and they were not able to escape. You do see a few supplies in here, looking like again more just kind of your general run-of-the-mill things, food supplies, a couple of barrels that are marked water, so probably fresh water.
Take those.
And then you see, so you've got the option of going down or going up. Which direction would you guys move in?
Up.
All right. You guys head up. Moving into an area, so it's a bit precarious here. You see what looks like probably the kitchen galley area. So you see the food preparation. There's a lot of just wrecked things around. Gragnold, go ahead and give me a perception check. All right. So you see like different dried foods, dried meats around, and I'm sorry,
I just heard the sound of
whisper.
happiness being poured.
I will say too, you don't notice any mold, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of animal life in here yet, which with some open food containers and things, you would think that would move in rather quickly. So again, starting to suggest that this is a more recent crash. Moving back again, you come across two dead bodies. One of them looks to have had a broken limb of some kind, possibly from falling or getting thrown. But both against these two don't look as though they drowned. These look like blunt force trauma to the head, kind. Would you guys keep exploring? There's several different rooms and areas in here. You guys, would you keep exploring those, or would you go up towards the deck?
So it sounds like we've got a galley, and then we've got a bunch of people. Have we discovered, because part of the reason why we wanted to explore the ship was to see what the purpose of this ship was. Are they a merchant vessel? Are they carrying soldiers? What's their...
you haven't... So coming into the galley, it's a large galley area, so I would say that this is telling you that this had a very... You could tell by the size of the ship, it had a large crew. And probably by the storage area and everything, you could guess that this could transport an army if it wanted to.
Like an army who is trying to break this curse, or an army of people who are in service of the evil force? Any ideas? Or see any Palor stuff going on over here?
Not in the galley. If you want to explore some of the other rooms, you might.
On the bodies, though?
These bodies look like crew members. They're dressed very similar to the crew that you have been sailing with these past few days.
Then I would like to search until I see something that confirms or denies my belief that either way. If Gragnold has the intuition.
Yeah. So you start going, start opening up rooms. You do find a room that's similar to the cabin that you guys have on the ship, but this one's just a little bit bigger. So when you walk in, your shoulders aren't brushing the sides. You actually have a little to walk around and see things. There are a couple trunks of personal effects in here. You do find some Pelorian garb, lack of a better term, weapons, and a couple of the shirts do have a different type of insignia marked on them that seems it reminds you of military. Looking at it, you think military. You start heading towards the back, where you know that the captain on the morning light are kind of assuming that the captain of this ship would have quarters back there. As you get towards the back, you do come to one room that you open it. It seems rather nice. There is actually a small altar to Palor in here. It's not with a statue or anything. It looks like somebody just doodled it on the wall. Give me another perception check for this room. And yeah, there's a few personal effects and things in here, but it looks like only one person had this room.
Should I also do I'm assuming I'm following that number. So.
Yeah. What
if there are personal effects that have words on them, maybe you should. Oh, no.
Hold on. If I could type, you'll get the whisper.
Okay.
So,
and if I can spell,
careless whisper that you have.
It is a very careless whisper because I can't spell. So I'm trying to type things quickly. I'm going to fall back to my old day spelling of I can't spell this word. Let me use a very simple convey the same thing.
That's all, folks.
Yeah.
Baeridin kind of sniffs and looks around the room, and then looks up at Gragnold and shakes his head and heads off into another room.
I think I'm supposed to follow you. Sometimes shake your head and then you say, "Don't follow me. I'm using the bathroom," or something. Don't follow. It's private time.
You guys head back into the captain's quarters. You do find There's a few charts and things. The crew member following you immediately kind of goes and starts grabbing the charts, and we're taking these. These are very valuable to us. Around the captain's quarters, nothing too much stands out. Like there's a few like trinkets and things that were probably personal items of the captain, whoever they were. You do not note any Pelorian paraphernalia in the captain's quarters, though. So it's safe to assume transporting people who worship Pelor.
Okay.
But not the ship, not the crew itself probably wasn't.
They're commissioned to take the Pelorians.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Pelorians?
Yep. Pelorians.
Pelorinos.
Pelormornos.
Pellorinas?
Pelmors.
Cool.
And yeah.
Then once we finish searching and finding all that information, I'll go back and try to find Immeral and the rest of everybody.
All right. So about the same time, you guys all kind of exit the portions of the ship and meet back up in the central part of the beach there. It's at this point probably mid-spring, so morning. You're probably in the early portion of the afternoon.
How long did that take for us to search that ship?
About an hour and a half or so. So it was the morning that when you got attacked. About an hour after that was when you set anchor, another hour. So yeah, it's probably around 2-ish.
Hopefully nobody at that smoke needed our help.
Like immediately.
I'm looking through personal
Let's head to
Just having
the
lunch.
smoke.
All right. By the time you guys get, the smoke is actually
While
stopped.
we're walking over there, we'll share all of our.
Yeah,
I will have shapeshifted out and share all of
Ditto.
our info.
All right. Baeridin, what would you be sharing? Because
Specifically, just that the ship, the crew seemed to be not worshippers of Pelor, and that it seems like this is a they were set for battle, not for recruitment or whatever.
not a missionary trip.
Not a mission, not a goodwill trip.
Oh, I see.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. The crew has also, they sent one person back out to the ship, and a couple more boats came in to start taking some of the supplies and things that they found, specifically like the charts and other things back out to their ship to try to help with the repairs and just general supply of the ship. As you guys head up the beach, you do know that the smoke has stopped at this point. And coming across, so it's back more just on the beach, but just at the edge of the jungle, you see a couple of tents set up, a few barrels and things looking like they might have come from the ship, and remains of a campfire.
Okay.
Can we look to see if for footprints where people left here from?
Sure, go ahead and make some survival checks. Let's look for footprints.
I'll do a little bit of the same. Let's see here. Survival.
I mean, our survival bonuses are
holy
super
crap.
high, but we probably.
All right. Again, you're not going to see footprints in here. The sand is shifting too much. It does look like, though, things have been disturbed. People have been around very recently. Immeral, you had the idea to kind of walk back a little bit more towards the foliage. And
Towards the foliage?
Towards the foliage, towards the jungle. Like as you're trying to look around and see, because there's nobody at the campsite.
Okay, well, I tell everybody else that, guys, let's go search over here, and what can I'm going to look up Happy Tree. Oh, I always love a Bob Ross joke. But I tell everybody, let's go over here and search around, and then we...
Yeah, so looking in, you kind of start taking a few steps into the jungle, and it does not take you long before you stumble across just a huge amount of blood.
Okay.
And it's very easy to follow this trail to a place where you find a body that's just been ripped to shreds.
A human or
A human.
Biped?
A human of some type. At this point, what race it was is very hard to tell. This body has been eaten, it looks like. One of the crew who came back with these... This, we don't want to be here after dark.
Can we tell what size jaw and bite? I feel like Baeridin and Gragnold would be pretty used to identifying
large
jaws and claws and things.
Very large.
Okay.
Like, you all count as medium. Whatever was biting this would be large.
Okay.
As far as the teeth on this creature, were they hooked like shredding teeth, or were they more like scissor teeth? Like Komodo dragon style, or like Arctic fox?
Like T-Rex, thanks Pixie Knight, or
give me a survival or a nature check. So it's more not like Komodo dragon, not dinosaur in nature. Seeming more like teeth with a ripping. So not that they're not shark teeth, not jagged teeth, but probably straight, just ripping and tearing of flesh and whatever.
Cool.
maybe like crocodilia.
Possibly.
Well,
Awesome. Well, let's
so
relay that
what
to
do
the
we
group.
have to say
Cool.
about this, gang?
What would you guys like to do?
Not get eaten by crocodilia?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a general aspirational thing, really. It's not my goal.
Let's climb trees. Leaping from tree to tree.
Oh, you can tell when I've not had enough sleep, or at least I can, because everything reminds me of a song.
That did that on
As soon
purpose.
as you said that, I
That was
immediately
in-
went Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Oh, I was the one with Monty Python.
Oh no, I climb a tree, I scrape my knee, my dress has got a tear.
I was going leaping from tree to tree, and I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay.
Okay.
Sleep all night and work all day. Oi.
Hey,
Thank you for that earworm. All right, so you guys are going to climb up the trees?
And see what we can see.
All right, athletics checks.
I don't know if I want to burn another shapeshift.
man, I'm rolling crap today.
Gragnold, you...
You got a 0.
How do you do this?
You're just like putting your face into the tree.
I'm trying to use my claws.
You're trying to... Or so Baeridin's trying to climb like he sees Hobbs do. But like he just starts grabbing onto the tree and just slides down, falls on his butt, and falls back as Hobbs just kind of without any effort just kind of leaps up the tree and looks down at him with this kind of a, what's the matter with you?
You go ahead, I got this.
All right. Immeral, I'll let you do acrobatics, but usually for climbing it's going to be athletics.
Did I do acrobatics?
You did acrobatics.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, if we can have athletics, because you are pulling yourself up, not parkouring. All right.
Oh.
All right, so Gragnold and Immeral, like you guys just kind of fight hand over hand, slowly getting up into the tree. You're after about 10 minutes and just a lot of pulling and sliding down because the trunks are getting slippery because it's getting towards the time of day when it starts to rain. You finally get up into some branches that you can sit in. Is there anything particular that you're looking for, or what are you looking to see here?
Monsters.
Okay. Go ahead, give me a perception check.
Specifically, things that would be... Oh, God. I see some leaves up here.
Did I actually? I missed it. Did I actually successfully make it up?
Yep. Yeah, it took you guys a little while, but you made it up. All right. 15.
Climbing the tree was largely to get away from whatever sort of monsters and things were eating people down there. But it'd be cool if I could see one of these monsters.
Immeral, up in the tree. Yeah, they would do this. Okay, so actually not too far off, you do note another body.
Okay.
That's in the tree. Mostly eaten. There's still bits and pieces of it. But it looks like whatever this was brought the body up into the tree to snack on.
Retired Navy vet. The first and second number, I have it set to default to roll at advantage or disadvantage. And if I have one of those, advantage would mean I take the higher number of the two. Disadvantage means I would take the lower number. And if I don't have either, I just take the first number.
Yep.
Are you going to point this body in the tree out to me? Because I'm just looking at leaves, like...
Yeah, Gragnold's just kind of up there, like, right. Looking around, just kind of looking at some leaves.
Body!
In the tree. And can we tell if this body was somebody who was in the tree or taken into the tree? Doesn't really matter. The monsters can climb trees. This is a stupid idea. Get out of the trees.
All right, so you guys
Maybe
climb
he
on.
climbed up there and then died.
Yeah.
Either way, monsters can climb trees.
Yeah, and actually, I would say, Baeridin, like, as you were trying to climb the tree and then you fell back down and back, you did see the body up in the tree as they were climbing. And you're kind of like, oh, I guess they're going up to see that body.
Gragnold! Gragnold!
Yeah, what?
Look over there!
Ah! Abandon the trees. It's not worth it. Climbing's hard anyway.
Abandoned trees.
Abandoned trees! All right.
So this
You guys-
raises an interesting question. If there are survivors, do we go after them?
Well, I think we should go after the survivors. Yeah.
Well, I think that might have been some of the Paylor bunch.
No, well, yeah, actually, you guys would have seen that the one up in the tree had on a white tabard, completely shredded white tabard, but on the back, the Baeridin, you would have seen this because he was kind of like chest up in the tree, so you would have seen his back. The back, you could see the sunburst of Paylor.
I don't like those guys.
I don't like those guys either. I'm not sure what, but that guy was rude.
Though it couldn't hurt to get some questions answered.
I think he's dead.
Are you sure? Did you ask him?
Push him out of the tree.
Oh,
No, you can
You there!
His rotted body kind of flops down on the ground.
Do your best.
Bomb.
Do your best, Baeridin.
It's a mid-aged man. He's falling
You
down.
there.
He's got a
Answer
little
me
bit of
some
stubble.
Are you yelling at the body?
He's definitely dead.
Worth a shot.
He would have answered my questions otherwise. I was very threatening.
All right.
Can we look through their pockets and see if they have any?
You look.
orders?
Yeah, you look through the pockets. The first body that you came across didn't have much. There was like a small packet of rations that are completely like just soiled with blood and everything, so not usable.
But not eaten. It wasn't what attracted this monster.
No, the monster ate the person.
The person's made of meat.
Yes. The second person, who also was made of meat and was has actually some writing supplies in his pocket, pen and ink. The ink smashed, and so actually part of his leg is kind of covered in ink, and you notice that part wasn't eaten by the monster. It seemed
I think
to.
this is monster deterrent. I'm gonna start coating my body in ink.
All right. Would you guys go and investigate the campsite at all, or what do you want me to
Yes.
do?
Let's
Let's
go
investigate.
investigate the campsite. We need to know what's going on.
Okay. Go through the campsite. So this looks like there were, you see 5 different bedrolls set up. But again, nobody's there. The beds do look disturbed, as though people had been sleeping but hadn't remade them. So maybe had been resting and gotten up during the night. Next to one, you do find a journal. You
I think
also
we found a clue, gang.
you also find some more clothes. Again, a lot. You do see different items of acolytes of Pelor. You find a couple of weapons. You do find plate mail there.
Does it look like the campsite was abandoned in a hurry?
Yeah, that would be the safest bet. Like, from what you can tell, the fire wasn't put out. It just kind of slowly was burning itself out, which is why you guys saw smoke when you were coming in.
Maybe a giant monster attacked them while they were sleeping, and some of them escaped.
Well, let's
Well, what
continue.
kind of giant monster would also make a fire pit? I think it must be some kind of giant, crazy fire monster. It should be easy to spot at least.
You think a giant crazy fire monster would be easy to spot? I'm shocked, I say. Well, let's you know what? Let's actually report back to the ship. Let's head back there so we can get backup in case there is, in fact, a giant freaking fire monster.
All right. So I'm guessing you guys are taking said journal too.
Well, and we read the journal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm putting that in all of your...
Some of us do.
Some of us journal.
Some
We
of us
read the journal
listen
aloud.
while the other ones read it.
All right. It's in your journal page, actually.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys row back out to the ship. The captain kind of listens to the reports, like, shit. This is why people don't really like to go ashore. That's...
Reading now.
Have fun with that.
I'm quick.
Is long.
Yeah.
This is a tremendous amount of work that you put into this journal.
What I did yesterday.
Yeah.
What does it say?
I'm not gonna read the whole thing. It's really long. It's like a whole book.
Well, I got time.
Megan, I got to give you some serious props for this. This is
Can we
kind of
drop the
impressive.
link in chat?
Sure.
Do you want to do that, Rob?
What's that?
Do you want to drop the link in chat so they can read it?
For the journal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Maybe someone should read
Link
it.
address. Yeah, do that right now.
It's 13 pages long.
Okay.
That is ridiculous.
So I'm not gonna read you the whole thing. I'll give you a gist of
All right.
the how it sounds.
And
Oh my
just-
god, I kind of want to do this Bill Shatner style.
Can you really read it out loud, Bill Shatner style?
I will be departing on the 1st of spring. As excited as I was to arrive here, I am just as excited to leave.
That sounds just like this is such a good
politics in it. It seems I've gotten myself into the thick of it by talking at such length with Marty. It seems many of the new ruthless tactics come from him. He seemed such a kind person. It was shocking to learn how dark his mind can be. Pelor be thanked, as he seems seen the light and is working to fight Orcus and his like. I am to spend the next few weeks gathering supplies for the voyage and for our mission after. That is but a bit of this.
That was so good though. That move, the Bill Shatner impression was spectacular.
And because this will be relevant to you guys reading through the journal, I'll let you
We have
know
homework, don't we?
what the date is. It's the 7th of the 2nd of spring, 1612. And just really quickly, because you guys would know this, for my world, the way the calendar works is there's 4 seasons that are split into 3 months and there's 365 days in the year. the first month of each season has 31 days. The other 2 have 30. And then there is one day that is the transitional day between years. So as winter ends, spring begins, it's one day that doesn't really belong to any month. That's the transitional day.
So I want to go to the 2nd of the 2nd.
So the 7th of the 2nd of spring. I'm assuming
Yep.
that means the second month.
Second month of spring. Yep.
Yeah. So the 7th of the 2nd.
It
month.
stops at the 6th.
So he literally made an entry right before.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this is probably what my character would do, would be to skip to the most recent entry.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Baeridin will read it out loud for
Oh, thank God. Thought he was worried I was getting really left out.
of the 2nd of spring, 1612. That was yesterday, Greg.
Okay, thank you.
I fear for my life. Yesterday, as we sailed, we saw a disturbance in the water. The ship was attacked by 3 humongous beasts. The flesh on their bodies seemed to be rotting away as though they were undead. I and the rest of my team fought alongside the crew. The beasts rammed into our ship again and again. Captain Riley did his best, but they managed to ram our ship into some rocks. The ship took considerable damage, and he managed to get us close to shore before it fully split into 2. Myself, Elisa, and 5 of the crew are all that survived. As the ship split, many fell into the water, and the beasts ate them. Then, as if nature wished to make a mockery of us, as the undead beasts left, living sharks were drawn to our wreck. The sea turned red with blood. I hope never to see such a sight again. I can hold on to the fact that we did manage to kill one of them. Paylor, protect any who come this way again. We have set up a small camp on the beach. Though I am glad to have solid land under my feet, none of us dare venture into the jungle. There are cries of animals of unknown origin. I wanted to consult my books, but they too seem to have been the victims of this crash. We plan on camping tonight and forming a plan in the morning. We thought of using the ship as a camp, but I fear we would be trapped inside if we were attacked. Even here on the beach, I worry. This place is dangerous, and none who survive are any that have experience with this part of the world. My magic is all used up for today, as is Elisa's, with attacking the undead creatures and trying to heal those I could. If I survive the night, I will send a message in the morning to somebody back in Suncloud. Hopefully they will know who to tell of our plight. I don't think he survived the night.
Wow. That was amazing. Nice work, Baeridin.
Thanks! I just look at the symbols on the page and then it works.
You, vividly. It's very strange.
Suncloud.
Right.
Do we know anything about this place?
Give me a history check.
History.
All right, 10 was what we were going for, so Gragnold.
Oh, yeah. Funny you should say, Suncloud.
All right, you've heard of it. You're not in. No, it was very, very far away from the Moonlit Mountains that were your home. And it is. It's a port city, and you have heard it associated with the worship of Paylor.
Oy, I hate that place. Associated with Paylor and ports.
Port lore.
Port lore.
Port lore?
Yep.
Well, it doesn't look like any of these guys likely survived into the jungle.
No, but let's take all this information back to the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the very least, it might give us some idea of what we should prepare ourselves for the night.
Indeed.
Yep. Tree climbing
looks
monsters.
Like the 3 undead beasts were taken care of. We took care of 2. They took care of the 3rd.
So long as there aren't any more. It's the problem with undead. They come back.
Not if you put your fist through their brain.
Or your sword.
Decapitation works. So you guys head back out to the ship as we're getting lowish on time. During the night, you guys are helping to kind of keep watch towards the shore. You do see some creatures leave the jungle, coming down and starting to go through the ship. They look humanoid in nature. Trying to think of what creatures you guys would have seen before. I don't think you... Well... The closest you guys would be able to compare the size and shape of this thing to would be a Yeti. All of you being from where you're from, which I'm able to fill out that for the weekend too, you all probably would have seen Yetis at some point in your lives. But these, you notice, have 6 limbs instead of 4. And they seem to climb just as fast as they move along the ground. They tend to run using all 6 of their limbs, climbing deftly and quickly.
Do they look aggressive or dangerous?
They seem to. It's just something about their movement. It's very predatory to you. One of the crew...
Basically, we need to be on the lookout constantly.
They have 4 arms?
4 arms and legs.
Like Goro.
Ah!
They are Goro.
One of the crew members kind of... They don't have very good dark vision, but as you point one out, they're like, that's what I... Garelon. They're unpleasant, to say the least. Very dangerous up close. Best to take care of them at a distance if you can. If that's what got those survivors. I feel bad for them.
Garaloth, all right.
As you guys go through the night, fortunately nothing else disturbing water. And the next morning you're able to set sail again. Now the captain keeping a little further distance from the shoreline, telling you that, look, I've got to get you to where you want to go, but understand I'm going to want to have you all offloaded as quickly as possible to get my ship back to deep water. I've never seen anything like that in this. Been hearing tell of the curse of the undead that's been plaguing this land for a while. Now seeing that undead things are in the sea as well, I don't like this one bit. Fear I accepted 2 little coin for this mission.
That's for sure.
Me too.
Good plan.
But I do like killing me some undead. Shouldn't be alive in the first place, if you ask me.
All right.
Know this, Captain. We head to the heart of the undead, and likely we'll see more as we get closer.
Well, be safe with you then. Let's go.
Prepare yourself.
Mocha, that's on today.
Prepare yourself.
All right. And how do we... So you guys spend the better part of the next 2 days sailing. You get to a place where you see another inlet that's reminds you a bit of the inlet that leads to the city of Mabu. You guys arrived there just as the sun's starting to set, and the captain actually said, look, we're not going in there until first light. But
okay, so we wait.
We're going to go in. We're going to offload you and your supplies, and I'm getting the hell out of here.
How are we going to get...
What, you're not going to support us in this?
You all are going across land.
Right. Your ship has an anchor, doesn't it?
You have a guide. You have your supplies.
And now we have a crew.
That's not what we were paid for. We were paid to bring you here.
But given the followers of Paylor were here, doesn't it stand to reason that riches could be found by this expedition? And do you not want to increase your coin?
I do. Most certainly, and I know how to with the trade.
Ah, so what you're telling me is that you're taking the sure bet.
Yes.
Seems
No, he's taking the water bet. We're doing
Seems
the
a little
short bet.
cowardly to me.
I don't fight on land.
Seem rather intractable on this.
Well, what do you offer? What's your offer?
Either.
A share of whatever treasure we find.
I'm not abandoning my ship, but I'll tell you what. You could put forward your proposal to some of the crew, which is to take you up on it.
Okay. Well, then I go to the crew and I say,
Immeral, you should make it like a big speech. Really
Thank you,
pull out
Baeridin.
the stops.
Speech.
you started the slow clap before I even begin.
I saw this once.
Hold on.
Alright. Do it. You got this.
I assemble I call the crew to assemble.
Sorry, I have a seat from Anchorman.
With the conch?
Yes. News team! So the crew comes up. We were all standing up here anyway for morning orders. What is it?
So we will, with the three, our crew shall be departing the ship, and I have a proposal for all of you. Risky, but with the potential of great reward.
All right.
Those who decide to come with us will receive an equal portion of whatever treasure we find. Those who come with us will be welcome into our band. You will be one of us. You will be an adventurer. Sure, you could take the safer route and go with the measly coin that you've been offered in this job, whatever it was. And now you could come with us and receive the riches that the Pelorians sought.
What type of riches?
Not yet, Gragnold.
Not yet.
Give me the signal.
We do not know the riches that they sought, but it seems that they were of such great importance that they sent an entire ship of Pelorians here to find it. They warned us about their importance back in Naboo.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check, and I'll let you have advantage for that.
Probably better that I did.
Yeah. Nick and MA immediately kind of look like, all right. We'll take a risk.
Nick, M.A., I knew you would be among them.
Yep.
The ones with the easiest names to say.
Put on these red shirts.
No doubt.
What are their last names? They need last names now. Gives them a +5 AC.
Manu and Iluana.
Good God. So M.A. Manu?
MANU. IWALANI for the other one.
IWALANI. Okay. Awolnai. M.A. Manu Nick Awolnai. All right. Those good Polynesian names. Wow. Oh,
I like them. What can I say?
What's that?
I like the Polynesian names.
Yeah, they're good Polynesian.
They're wonderful names.
Actually, I lived in Hawaii for 5 years. I can to do that.
So, M.A. and Nick, Come you with us.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they will.
Thank you,
There you go, Gragnold.
Gragnold.
All right.
Now you're just drumming. Greg.
It's a festive moment.
All right. Here is one thing that I am going to say with this, though, because you did talk to more NPCs into following you, and you already had one. So I'm going to make up character sheets for them, but you guys get to control them.
Oh!
Okay, that way in combat, I'm not having to control all the bad guys plus Orbith. Any of you who can't show up and these NPCs as well.
Woo!
Okay.
So that's going to make it that much more harsh when they die.
We barely knew you, Nick.
Everybody know!
All right, that's where we will go ahead and leave it for now. I will give you guys
One of us. Gooble gobble.
a quick thing of. It's actually a damn good thing that Baeridin and Gragnold fell in the water and gave that other shark something to attack.
Oh yeah, I don't think the ship would have survived it otherwise, right?
How close was the ship to dying?
The ship had already taken over 70 damage. And I was having it around 120 before it was going to start breaking apart and sinking.
Nice.
So...
Yeah, that was a hilariously fortunate fumble.
yeah, that was completely the dice. So... No, that was good. And I had to make the undead sharks up myself, so...
I like them. They're great.
Super cool.
I was surprised there were no zombified sharks on Monster Man or any of the other things.
It does seem really strange. Nobody else has done that.
Well, I suppose if we get some of the weird expansions like Star, whatever it is, we can get sharks with lasers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sharks with
Some
freaking
laser
laser
beam
beams
sharks.
on their freaking heads.
Yeah.
Freaking sharks.
All right. So, as we'll end this too, you guys are basically have offloaded onto the beach where you're going to be starting from. And next week it is back into the jungle and all that it has to offer. But, or not next week, in the 25th, but we will be down at Gragnold.
Well, I won't be there. I'll be hanging out by the campfire, trying to learn how to read.
Do we have an idea for who's going to make it on the 25th? Or
I think Ryan can make it, so we'll figure out. Oh, actually, Ryan, maybe I'll have him be one of the new people. So
yes, for Dr. R. Kelly.
Yes, we might retcon it that one of the crew members is his character. He hasn't decided what kind of character he's rolling up next. So
yes, for retconning.
Yes, and then Joe will be with us next time too. So, yeah, cool. I think we'll have a full crew. I don't know when we're getting Shadow back, but eventually she'll be here.
Well, if she would stop writing 90 books a year.
Her newest book is out and looks amazing, so...
God.
Like, she's got to stop being successful so she can play with us, dang it. Self-care.
God.
Ridiculous.
So our next game is the 25th, and we have not chosen our dates for March yet. Oh, that's something we'll have to do after stream
I
or
just
something.
assumed it was every 2 weeks.
That could work. I don't think I have any plans for March, so let me pull up a calendar.
Other than Emerald City Comic Con.
Well, do we want to talk logistics in front of the peoples, or
we can? It doesn't bother me. Ugh, daylight savings time.
Huh. Or do we want to sign off and talk about it on the back end?
I think we should figure it out on the back end.
Yeah,
Sure.
because that's
Back
exciting
end.
viewing.
Nobody wants to watch me look at my calendar.
Thank you so much, retired Navy vet and Pixel Knight.
Thank you guys for watching.
Pixie Knight and Tiger Planet. Woo!
Tiger Planet, yeah, thanks, Tiger Planet.
All right, guys.
We'll see you guys.
Thank you so much. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.